All right, today we're going to talk about something really interesting, and that's building something that most people don't even know exists, and that's building a crypto cash flowing portfolio. When you think cash flow, 9 times out of 10, someone's going to say real estate. It has to do with real estate. You buy up properties, you rent them out, you make money over the amount that you pay in mortgage, right? That's cash flow. And a lot of people think about cash flow as like it's just free money, but really, a lot of cash flow systems like businesses or real estate, they take a lot of work. And we're going to talk about the crypto side of it and why you need to do this now before it's too late for 2 reasons, because that's not clickbait. Reason number 1, the farther we get into these crypto cycles, which means as more and more people learn about cryptocurrency and they start to adopt it or they buy it, right? With more users becomes more buy pressure on the prices of cryptocurrency, whether that be Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, even altcoins, right? More people buying them causes them to go up, and you're losing out on profit, right? You have to start with more than you did a long time ago because it hasn't grown as far yet. All right, so that's one reason that a crypto adoption curve and the price is going up. Number 2 is governments and hedge funds want to be a part of this. There are bills right now that governments are throwing around there. They're trying to stop you from gaining crypto rewards. What they're really telling you is they don't want you to gain yield on crypto. They don't want you to mine it. They don't want you to stake it. They don't want you to yield farm it, any of that stuff. Why? They want it. They want the control. They want that massive APR. Because right now, people are staking crypto and they're making as little as 4.5%, which is already blowing away the bond market, right? With just stable coins. And on the other side, they're staking altcoin projects making upwards of 48, 49%. And then going even farther for something that you've never been able to do. The average person has never in history been able to do this, is become a liquidity provider for exchanges making stupid rates of money. The other day I saw a project, React, out there offering up, 98% APR for adding liquidity on one of the major DeFi exchanges, Uniswap. So governments and hedge funds don't want this. The banks don't want this. They want you under slavery making a measly pittance in your savings account. And we all know, do me a favor, type yes or no if your interest in your bank account that you're earning is keeping up with inflation, the cost of food, electricity, and things like that. So those are the 2 main reasons why you've got to think about this. Now I'm going to throw down a link, a sale link, and it is going to be ending soon on my crypto cash flow system. It's going to teach you everything about staking, yield farming, and all that kind of stuff. This is an opportunity that has never presented itself in the history of Earth. I cannot be more serious about that. When I started buying real estate in the year 2000, my first rental property, I paid $70,000 for it. It was a condominium in Lake Havasu, Arizona, and it rented for $700 a month. And that was the 1% rule. And I thought I was crushing it because on day 1, with putting the minimum amount down, I had to put down 10%. So I put down $7,000 plus fees. I was earning approximately $75 or $80 a month cash flow. And I thought I would just hit the lottery. Each month I'm making $75 to $80. Now today, fast forward that $7,000 plus the fees, put into the right cryptocurrencies, altcoin projects with yield farming or staking or restaking, right? These are probably a lot of terms you've never heard of. Throw this out there. Type 1 if you've never heard of it. Type 2 if you've heard of those terms. You know, with that same amount of money, I could be making well over $70 per month, and I don't have to worry about renters, about getting the properties rented, about a broken toilet, or anything like that. And it doesn't take a lot of work. It just takes the knowledge and the system. You know, I talk about in my course how important it is to look at the crypto yield market as the new bond market. Most people have no idea how to even conceptualize that. You see, a bond only goes up and down in value based on the interest rate that it pays out compared to the interest rates other ones on the market pay out. And I'll give you an example. Let's say today the Fed's interest rates are set at 5%, right? So the 10-year bond, let's just say, is making around 5%. Just throwing out round numbers. And so you go buy a $10,000 bond today, yielding 5%. But tomorrow, interest rates go up, right? And so your friend, your neighbor next door, and they say they go up to 6%. Your neighbor next door takes the same $10,000 and buys a bond yielding at 6%. If you wanted to sell your bond yielding 5, you couldn't sell it for the same face value that you paid the day before, because you just got screwed by the Fed and interest rates, right? On the other side, on the flip side, if interest rates go down and your neighbor buys one yielding, let's say 4%, your 5% bond face value, you could sell it for more than you paid for, because someone's going to desperately want to make more yield. Well, it's very similar in cryptocurrency. You see, with cryptos and altcoin projects, when you're staking them, first off, the more people that stake them, the less amount of those cryptocurrencies that you can go and buy on the open market. So it makes it more valuable because the float shrinks. All right. That's one thing. But as the rates go up or go down, it can bring value or take away from that crypto project. And that's why you have to start looking at this as the new bond market, and why governments, hedge funds, VCs, and all kinds of money makers around the world don't want you in on this. And why you do it now is it's so powerful to start a business even out of your home with nothing. You can start this right now, flip it into an LLC later, and you've got a full-blown company. This is extremely powerful. Very rarely throughout the world's history has the average person been able to take advantage of a system of money and finance that they can actually help control. See, it's the easiest way to think about this is crypto staking or farming or restaking is upholding a network. You are helping to lock up positions of an actual project and help secure that project, either with with the actual project security, or upholding it, being able to be able to more decentralized, take control of its own project, its own ecosystem, and secure that ecosystem. All right. So think of it like you own a room full of computers and they're just ready to rock and roll, and Amazon pays you per month to use those computers to help secure its network, to have a more decentralized system of checks and balances inside of its own company. But this is even better because anyone around the world can do this. There's no boundaries when it comes to crypto cash flow and building a cash flow system. And you are truly making money while you sleep. There's never been an easier way to make money. But if you wait until it's too late, when I say that, it's because the price of cryptos are going up more and more and more every day, because the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP, those are all raising, and those are all main nets. You can also make money. Similarly, instead of staking, you could also run nodes. It's the same thing. It just takes a little bit different system with some hardware requirements, internet upload speeds, and very little downtime. But once you learn this, you know it forever. And honestly, I've never seen anyone put together a system on this around the world, and I put one together. The link is down below. It's on sale right now, but I can't guarantee how much longer it's going to be. There's a countdown timer on the sales page. You can check that out yourself. But I think that I urge people to understand and learn this right now. They're not going to teach this in Harvard. They're not going to teach this in high school. This is meant throughout history. The great moneymakers of any generation didn't learn this in school. They didn't learn this from their rich friend. They had to seek out, because most people don't have that billionaire friend. Most people have to go and seek information and look in those really hard places that most people don't believe exist to go make money. So if you want to go take a look at it, it's on sale right now. I hope you got something out of this, or at least are starting to think of the crypto markets a little differently. If you've never invested in crypto, I highly suggest you try with a little bit of money and learn. Go pay for education if you don't want to lose money, waste time, and pull your hair out of your head. But you can do it without it. I did it without it, and I went through a long learning curve over a period of 8 years. All right, that being said, thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.